Naxal infestation. It is a known fact that Telangana region is prone to Naxal attacks as it shares a border with Chhattisgarh. Due to this, the brand Hyderabad can be affected. Though not high on the agenda, the government will have to concentrate on tackling this issue at hand. Well, on taking oath as the first Chief Minister of Telangana, KCR has promised a plenty to his people. But what lies ahead of them is a mammoth task. But if the heads of newly formed state and yet to be formed state of Simandra work in the spirit of give and take, the issues might prove to be less challenging than what they seem to be now. A News9 report.
Well, despite a strong demand for Rahul Gandhi to head the party in the parliament, the Congress declared that former Railways Minister Mallikarjuna Kharge would be the leader of Congress in Lok Sabha. The Indian Youth Congress had earlier raised voices in favour of party scion Rahul Gandhi to take up the role. But considering the kind of criticism that Rahul Gandhi has received following Congress's disastrous showing in the Lok Sabha elections that went by, a senior leader and former railway minister from Karnataka, Mallikarjuna Kharge, has been chosen to head the party from Lok Sabha.
Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji, our chairperson of CPP, has trusted me and she has posed a confidence in me. I will try my best to stand all the principles, whatever my party is pleaded till today, and I will try to protect the democratic principles, norms, and I will act according to our party programs, and also whatever Madam Gandhi has kept her faith in me, I will try to stand up with that.
So there was a question, there were a lot of demands.
And well, following a huge delay in execution of the death row convict Yaqub Memon, the Supreme Court today stayed his execution. The Supreme Court has now forwarded Yaqub's plea to the Constitution Bench.
Death row convict in 1993 Mumbai bomb blast case. His mercy plea was rejected by the president. But now Supreme Court has stayed his execution. We are talking about Yaqub Memon, the death row convict in the Mumbai serial blast case. He got a breather today as the Supreme Court bench of J.S. Kehar and Justice C. Nagappan stayed his execution. Yaqub Memon, who was a brother of infamous Tiger Memon, had filed a petition to the Supreme Court. He had mentioned being in jail for more than 20 years, longer than the punishment awarded in cases of life imprisonment. In the review petition, he had also requested for the case to be heard in an open court. Hence, the Supreme Court today forwarded Yaqub's plea to the Constitution Bench and stayed his execution.
The Honorable Supreme Court was pleased to stay his execution and issue notice in the matter, and they have referred the matter for consideration by a Constitution Bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So we'll see what happens in the hearing.
On seeing the Supreme Court's decision on Yaqub Memon, this is what the senior advocate and NCP leader Majid Memon had to say.
Is contended by the petitioner in this case is that if he has already undergone literally the life sentence, life imprisonment of 20 years, 20 long years he has spent already of his life in prison, then would it be justified that he should also be sentenced with death when there is already life imprisonment he has undergone? Now this is an important argument which needs to be set at rest, because according to the statute, he has, if he is only to be punished for death, he could not have been punished for life imprisonment as well. And therefore I think Supreme Court's full bench, Constitution Bench, would set at rest this issue, which is of great importance.
Yaqub Memon is a lone death row convict in the Mumbai serial blast case. He has been languishing in jail for the last 20 years. With the president rejecting his mercy plea, his days were numbered. But with the Supreme Court staying the execution, he has got some relief before the Constitution Bench decides his fate. A News9 report.
Mandoor has raised a stink yet again. The government can no longer ignore the garbage mess in the village as the protests are intensifying by the day. Here's a report on what transpired today.
Scenes of protests have become a common sight in Mandoor. Every day, these residents come out of their houses shouting slogans and sitting on dharnas. Their only wish is to have a hygienic surrounding to live in. This is Mandoor, Bengaluru's garbage dump. This is the reality of this place. With over 25 lakh metric tons of garbage being disposed here, these 25,000 people have nowhere to go. Living here for years, they have been subjected to the worst living conditions. When we went to the village, its innumerable problems shocked us. Seeing the massive protest, the government seems to have gone into a huddle. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah convened a meeting at his residence today. The meeting was attended by Bengaluru in-charge Ramlinga Reddy, BBMP Commissioner Lakshmi Narayana and some representatives of the Mandoor village. But there has been no concrete outcome from the meeting. Even the governor, who had a meeting with the chief minister, has reportedly expressed his displeasure with the way the state government has handled the garbage mess. Mandoor has been the dump yard for Bengaluru and surrounding areas for nearly a decade now. 2004-2005. It was in the year 2004 that the government set aside 135 acres of land in Mandoor for garbage segregation and disposal. 3 landfills were started, each with a depth of 200 feet. A company by name Srinivas Gayatri was given the tender to segregate and dispose waste, but the company has been inoperative for a year now. Initially, the Palike followed all norms, but soon it was carelessness and utter neglect one could witness in Mandoor. Waste segregation was stopped altogether and waste was being dumped randomly at the site and sometimes even outside it. 10 years on, the situation has only gotten worse. Then it was Jagadish Shettar and now it is Siddaramaiah. That's the only difference. Will the meetings turn up any measures to actually tackle the issue? Or will the residents be given the Tariq pe Tariq yet again? Harish Upadhyaya, News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, Ravichandran's longtime friend Juhi Chawla today visited the actor's residence in Bengaluru. Juhi, who is in town to attend last night's IPL final, was seen at the Crazy Star's residence.
We all know that Juhi Chawla debuted with The Perfectionist of Bollywood in Kayamat Se Kayamat Tak, but not many people know that she actually made her foray into films with The Perfectionist of Sandalwood with the crazy star Ravichandran in Prema Loka. I have with me the actress herself to talk more about Ravichandran's son, Manoranjan, and his new movie, Ranadhira. Juhi, tell us what you feel about the new movie Manoranjan is doing and how you like Bangalore, and have you ever slept after the victory last night?
Actually, for a few hours I did sleep. It's a beautiful day. KKR just won the finals last night. I'm so happy I could be in Bangalore. And it happily coincides with Manoranjan's debut making film. And Raviji called me up and he said, you know, I want you to come over, meet him. I remember Manoranjan as a 1-year-old child coming to our sets when we were doing, not the first one, Prema Loka, but we were doing other films after that. And even his first birthday cake was on our set, and you know, there was little Manoranjan coming. And now to think that so much time has gone and he is becoming a star, my best wishes are with him because I've seen him as a child.
Can we see Juhi Chawla come back to Sandalwood and do some movies for us?
That is true. If only Raviji gives me something to do, because I think he's the only one I know in this whole industry. I've never worked with anybody else. We did three films and it was only with Raviji. So yes, if he calls me, then I have to come. Otherwise...
Okay, it's said that whenever you come to the set, it's very lucky for the entire Sandalwood industry. Yesterday we saw Shah Rukh somersaulting in the ground. What about you?
अभी मैं somersault थोड़ी कर सकती हूँ, but I was there cheering and I was very happy. We were also thrilled, and of course it was a celebration.
Thank you so much. That was Juhi Chawla telling us more about the movie Ranadhira and how she likes Sandalwood industry. We hope Manoranjan makes it really big in the Sandalwood industry and really takes his dad's name forward. With camera person Muturaj, this is Vivek Vinayak from News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, in fact, Juhi Chawla there visiting Manoranjan, who is the son of Ravichandran. Let's not forget that Ravichandran and Juhi Chawla's film Premaloka is one of the legendary films in the Sandalwood film industry, and it was a path-breaking film for the Kannada industry. And Juhi Chawla, who started off her career in Kannada, did visit her friend as well as Manu Ranjan, whom she remembers as a one-year-old boy, and wished him all the very best for his debut film.